Here are 12 altcoins you need to watch according to Grayscale. Now, I highlighted Jupiter on this list for a reason, but let's first break down all of the 12 altcoins, starting with number one, Aave. Aave is sitting at a $2.3 million market cap and is still pretty far off from its all-time highs. It is a pretty strong DeFi lending protocol that lets you borrow and lend capital. Now, personally, this isn't going to be my favorite one out of the list, but it is a pretty strong DeFi play. And is why World Liberty Financial, the project backed by Donald Trump, is actually building on top of it. Next up, we got MakerDAO, another DeFi protocol, which actually just changed their name to Sky. Now, I'm not a fan of projects that just change their tokens because usually you get a pretty large sell-off, as you saw with things like Polygon Matic going to Pol. However, MakerDAO, aka Sky, is investing $1 billion into tokenized treasuries. Specifically, potentially even Ondo, which is why I'll actually skip down to Ondo Finance and say this is the first protocol I'd actually really be watching on this list. Is not only are they receiving potentially a lot of funding from MakerDAO themselves, they're the largest tokenization play in the market currently. Now, we first called this at 36 cents and then again heavily at 70 cents before it ran up to roughly $1.40. But this is a project that I believe could be hitting a few dollars very easily this cycle. I mean, I've been telling you guys about the tokenized treasury market ever since it was $10 million, which it means is done at 23x since we first called it. And again, they're the largest project in the tokenization treasury market. Next, you got Synthetix. Honestly, the DeFi play, I think, has the least likely to pump this cycle, but that is due to the previous and historical price performance. Right now, it's about a $500 million market cap, capping out about $4 billion last cycle. It is a decent DeFi play here, but again, if I'm looking at it in comparison to, of course, Injective Protocol, decentralized perpetual contract player that we'll talk about in just a second, or MakerDAO or Aave, I would be placing my bets either way. But no matter what, it is a decent play, and it is on Grayscale's watch list. But let's talk about Uniswap and Aerodrome. Uniswap's DAO is now launching a new Unichain, which I am very excited for, as Unichain and Aerodrome are both within the Optimism OP Stack Superchain ecosystem, which I believe is going to be driving a ton of volume into these new liquidity providers and DeFi plays. And that is simply because Ethereum now connecting through Optimism Superchain with Unichain is going to allow for cross-chain interoperability and liquidity between Base, OP Mainnet, WorldCoin, and every other chain you see on this list. So Aerodrome and Ondo, I am definitely watching out for. Now, when will I pick them up, and what about the last 6 of these projects? Well, Jupiter, the project that we have been trading and making a ton of money on. I mean, this morning we closed over a $7,000 trade. Right now, we're also in another long after we, of course, closed that first position, shorted Jupiter, made money, and then bought back in. Now we're up again $3,000. But of course, is testing major resistance right now. And if this breaks out, even though we already traded this entire uptrend, if this breaks out, we could be looking at some significant upside. Now, if you want to know when I'd be picking up Aerodrome or Ondo Finance, or again, more Jupiter or even Bitcoin, I simply use the FOMO tool, which of course allowed us to buy in dollar cost average when we were in extreme fear just a few days ago. But more importantly, it allows us to identify both resistant and support levels on the 12-hour, the daily, the weekly, and even the monthly plus timeframes. And helps us navigate the markets by removing emotion and simply just seeing if markets are more bullish or bearish. If the red side is higher than the green side, you are generally in a more bearish environment. Meaning everybody got really greedy. Bitcoin's price probably pumped a ton, like we just saw from, of course, $59,000 all the way up to $68,000. And while, yes, there's more room to the upside, it's just a lot more likely that we'll see somewhat of a small pullback and find a new support range. And this is when I would want to buy Aerodrome or Jupiter or these projects. Now, of course, there's different time frames. So if you're a swing trader, you could, maybe be trading on a 3-day time frame. If you're someone that's scalp trading, maybe you want 12 hours. If you're somebody that's just simply buying and dollar cost averaging, maybe you want to be looking at the weekly or monthly time frame, which of course would show us that we are testing a major resistance area. And if we can't break through this, we are more than likely going to come back down to a new range. Now, if you want to know how to use these tools, you can get into our group completely for free by just clicking on this right here. This is a completely free trading group that has 5 full-time professional traders, as well as myself giving updates in my calls in these chats. But if you guys join the live trading sessions, you can follow alongside a ton of professional traders that are teaching how to buy, sell, and swing trade crypto. And they have been crushing it. I mean, this is a bit degenerate for me, but holy smokes, that's insane. And of course, you have my calls where I made over $15,000 today. Now, if you want to know about the rest of these projects like Athena, Injective, or of course Jupiter, which I believe might be about to break out, be sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.